So this stunning shell makeup look is done by artist August. Absolutely 100% go to his page and look at all his artistry. So many more beautiful ethereal shell makeup looks, plus other artistic references that he puts into his makeup aesthetics. So I have my base already done and I didn't set anything just in case any of the shadows, gloss, whatever falls on my face. It'll be easier to correct. I have my brows, foundation, contour, and highlighter. So first things first, I'm the realist. Use a white eye base and use a sexy thick amount. That's a good look by itself. Use your fingers and just dab all of that all over the lid. Don't mind that it gets white all over. And what this does is that it brings all the pigments forward, especially if you're doing really colorful creative makeup looks. A white base makes it really stark, like it really pops out those details. I'm gonna go under my eye a little bit as well. There's gonna be a clear stripe, but that's gonna go away once you start blending. It's a bit thicker, it has a bit of tack to it, so it really adheres to that color. If you compare just on your hand, regular translucent eyeshadow base plus a white eyeshadow base, and you compare like the colors, you can see that the white really makes things pop. All right, aggressive close-up in 3, 2, 1. The eyeshadow palette I use for this look is the Bright Mattes from Beauty Bay. Beautiful, wonderful, just so many colors that you can work with and mix. Now I'm thinking in my mind, how did I do this? I really should have made a tutorial during that time, but I was so nervous that I was gonna fuck it up that I didn't do it. But you know what? To all the content creators who think they're gonna fuck up, film it anyways. Many of the times it ends up working out. You believe in yourself. All right, so let's start doing this. Pop a picture of the shell right here. You always want to reference the work, and in this case, this gorgeous shell. Gorgeously photographed shell. I don't like that's so like it's a freaking shell, but they photographed it so aesthetic. I love it. And zoom into the details. A lot of the art that you see is just about observing. Taking white lies, basically just the whitest shadow that you have. I'm gonna tap all over my lid. When I want white, I want wood. Go into this inner corner as well. And under the eye, don't be shy around this part. You really want to pack it in. We're going to use a lot of product here, but in layers. Like don't take too much and just like shove it in. Just take a little bit at a time, but make sure you're layering and really packing on that white. Also taking that white and blending it downwards. This is optional. I just really like putting this under my eye because it's going to highlight the blush later. A medium size blending brush. I'm going to tap it into a light gray shade, very, very lightly, called Drizzle. Gently tap that right next to the bridge of your nose, just adding a curve here, following that curvature of your eye. Going in very, very light, just so I can see the placement where everything goes, and also to plant my transition shades. Inner corner, just the bottom here. Just opened these brushes and there's already cat hair on it. And the outer corner. Did I just fucking blur on me? Oh my god, I hate when this happens. I love Canon G7X, but the blurring girly pop, I'm gonna take a deeper dark gray shade now, very, very lightly, tapping it on my brush, and going to the exact same place. Wherever you place that light gray, you're putting this deeper gray just on top of it. Blend in place. You can just tap it in the same place and it'll just blend itself out. And it doesn't have to be so perfect because once the gloss goes over on top, basically going to diffuse and disperse all those details to the outer corner of my eye. All I do in my makeup looks is just layer, 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 layer. Dip into Daffodil Delight, which is a bright yellow. Right next to where we place that gray, just gonna tap some of that yellow next to it. If you do want to lighten to a very, very light yellow, you can mix it with the white or just place the white over on top. Just hushes it, like shut up just a little bit. And then for the middle of the lid, we're gonna take the same yellow just in the middle, like right here. Aim from your pupil, go upwards, right under the brow, place it here, boom. And bring it down ever so slightly. There also seems to be a little bit of gray here. I don't know if this is blurred from the gloss or if you placed gray here, but I'm just gonna add it in like a little blob. Doesn't really matter placement, shape, just blob. Now taking a small teeny weeny blending brush into Threat, I will start to go in with the details. So again, paying attention to where you applied that gray and blending lightly. Section by section into Bare Necessity and a little bit of Preppy Pecan and tapping it just right here on that gray area. Give it some depth. That's going under here and bringing this down. I love these type of looks because they're kind of messy. You don't have to care about the shaping so much or the perfection. I forgot what this Sunshine shade look like. I'm gonna add a little bit. You know what? I like Sunshine. I'm gonna take this medium yellow and just add that wherever Now for the fun part, I'm going to take the MAC 219, referencing the look and the shells. You notice that these dots are not perfect circles and they also vary in sizes. I'm going to start with the bigger dots first and then move in with the teeny weeny dots. And when you zoom in to these dots, you notice that it's not purely black. There's like a ring of brown behind it, some yellow, grays. I'm going to take that and transfer that detail onto our lids. Now how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to take Preppy Pecan or that warm, light, medium brown shade that you have. And then I'm going to dot that first. Dot wherever your heart desires. What I love so much about art is that you can really go by feeling. I'm a super duper emotional feely type of girl and I follow that a lot. So I'm basically just doing the big dots. You can mix it up by adding lighter browns with the deeper browns, whatever you want. Just for more depth again. I'm going with the very, very black. And make sure just to tap out the excess because there will be fallout. This one is not giving enough pigment, so I'm going to drop that. The most tiniest compact brush you can find. The more compact it is, the more it's going to pick up and really add. You see that? Bam, pigment. Don't worry about forming perfect circles. Nothing in this look is perfect except you. I'm such a flirt. I love it. Most difficult part of this look is going to be the gloss, because these shadows, once gloss goes over on top of it, it's gonna move. But at the same time, that is exactly what we want because it gives us that diffused detail. Again, if you look at August, his eyes, you can see that the black shadow is starting to drag in these lines. It's off the exact same detailing as the shell does. It's stunning. If you don't want them to blur or if you want some of them to stay in place, you can do that with a waterproof liquid liner. Now the sizing of these are similar, but don't make them all the same. So make some of them bigger, some of them smaller, some variation. If you find that the black dots are covering too much of the browns, just go back with the brown and go on top of it if you want to. And it gives your kind of unique touch to what you think a shell looks like. The waterproof liquid liner. If you do not want any areas to budge, then you want to use this. So that teensy weensy brush, tiny little dots to again map out where I want to place those dots. For me personally, I do want most of them to blur. Then simply go in and dot. Again, no perfect circles, please. You can also add it above your lash line here. It kind of gives it an interesting textured liner. I think these ones I don't really want it to move too much. So I'm gonna add the waterproof liner here and here. Before it dries, you can also move it around a teeny brush to give it more shape. To deepen and define the eyes, darken that shell, a waterproof black liner, and roughly line the top and bottom. Again, nothing in this look is perfect. For August, he didn't extend any of that liner, but personally I love adding the extension to my eye or else my eye is gonna look too so I'm just adding that extension here. Now this is the annoying part. If you have very sensitive eyes, just close your eyes and lightly lift the top of your lid and go into that waterline if you want it really deep. You can skip this part if you want, but it just really adds that darkness and I love adding that definition. And then the same thing with the bottom and line the entire waterline. And then again, adding some texture. Add those imperfect dots again. And here I'm using my finger to stretch and keep that skin in place. And another one. It bothers me that his dot in the corner is more dotted and obvious. So I'm gonna take, my Q-tip and clean this area. Okay, it's not as obvious still. That makes me mad, but that's okay. Come on, be obvious. Give me Dalmatian. Embrace the imperfection. Fucking ow. If your eye gets a little red from this, it's normal. You're okay. No pain, no beauty. Sit back, observe the sleigh. If you want to add more cunt to it, do that. Now to pull this entire look together and make it look more cohesive, take a fluffy blending brush with any pink corally blush that you want. I'm using half Magic Beauty, their Cheek Fluff. Oops, pink mushroom. And then apply like you usually do, like so, on the apples of the cheeks. And after you're done applying that blush, to make it more cohesive, dip into that yellow and over that pink coral blush. It's gonna pull into that yellow and be cohesive with this whole shell eye look theme artistry. If it's too black, not to worry, go over or under with some of that brown. And during the process when you're creating shadows, details, some of the color might fade in the background. So remember to add that back. Okay, so this is the other eye. And you do not have to do the exact same dots, shapes, sizes, like nothing identical on this eye. It's just more natural if you do different variations, dots, and sizes. Now, I am too lazy today to redo that hair, but if you do want to do that hair, what I did was take a styling gel. This one is the Garnier Fructis Pure Clean Styling Gel. But this one is, it says extra strong hold, but it's a number 3. So if you want it to really stick on there, then got to be. And I literally just took a random piece of my bangs and then I coated the shit out of that one, and I just used my fingers to kind of move it around. And the thing with hair is that if you do want to take like a nice photo with any makeup or any look, if you feel like something is missing, try doing something with your hair. Hair changes everything. Going around those circles and making that white pop again. This also gives you a chance to shape those dots. Switching to Lottie London, their freckle tint. I think freckles are so cute. When I used to work at beauty counters, a lot of Asians would come in and say, how do I cover these freckles? And I'm like, I think they're absolutely adorable. I think they're gorgeous. I don't think I have to cover them. They're like, no, I don't like it. Totally get it. Everyone has their own definition of beauty, but I personally just think that freckles are beautiful. Ever since I was young, I thought they were beautiful. And then now that I'm getting older, I am starting to get freckles, but it's literally from sun damage. Anyways, I think they're really cute. Now, if you do want to add lashes and mascara, make sure that the mascara is waterproof, and the lashes, I did clusters for the look and I put it underneath, because if I put it over, I feel like if I open my eyes go quite hooded. I have a lot of skin. I feel like if I put the lashes here and the gloss goes on top, it's just going to be a really gunky mess. So keep that in mind and make sure you're using a really strong waterproof glue. So I just looked through my waterproof mascaras and I have none, which is redonkulous because I literally have over 30 mascaras and none of them is waterproof. I think that's why originally I didn't even put mascara. No, I put a tiny bit and I realized that it wasn't waterproof, so I removed it. And my eyes have been very, very sensitive lately. So if you do want to add lashes, do clusters and add it underneath. But August, he didn't put any falsies on, so let's rock August. I'm gonna do a nude lip. I am nervous. I am neurodivergent, leave me alone. Where did I put my lip gloss? I specifically had to rummage. How neurodivergent of me. Bitch, if you don't pop, oh, here it is, fuck. Okay, so MAC lip gloss, OG. This one is brand new. They make sure that's clean, squeeze some of it out, alcohol, wipe it, and then squeeze it out. This one is clean. This one's clean and new. I'm gonna use a huge, like so much gunk on the back of my hand. Wide filbert brush. This is filbert, right? Yeah, flat, super flat. Then you're going to pick up that entire gunk and make sure that shit is gunked on and leveled. This fits basically on the entire lid, so I don't have to worry too much about the evenness. And then you're gonna glunk it on. And then with your brush, just very, literally so lightly, spread it. If you find that that's not enough, take a little more. Swipe that on very, very lightly. And now you can start taking that brush and then start blurring those dots. You move it ever so slightly. If you look at that shell, there are these lines that gets blurred downwards. You want to do that with the brush. For the bottom, just take it mostly on the end here. My camera's running out of battery at this crucial moment. How dare you? The last time I did this, I used a different lip gloss and it did not perform. Like, it was too gunky and it fell down to my eyes too quickly. This one actually just stays. So take the very tip of this brush and lightly move it, all those dots downwards. Well, not all of them. You can do some of them just for some variation. To clean off that brush, it's gonna make sure when you apply on the other side, you can make that brush leveled and even again. Start from the inner corner and lightly brush. And there we have it, a shell-inspired cunty-ass look. Pausing here because there's a couple things I realized post-filming. Number one, do the hair. Don't be lazy like me. The hair actually adds so much. Number two, I was nervous coming back to filming and too distracted by the camera blur and not recording, but please pay attention to the clusters of dots on this shell. I did that in my static look, but my mind just decided here, no self-sabotage. For example, draw those connected and overlapping on some of the dots and super close dot to dot in others. When in doubt, just reference August's original shell look. And number three, if you have a Felt Face Liquid Eye Paint in White Noise, or a strong, water-resistant, waterproof white liquid shadow, try that for the base instead. But try that on the hand first with the gloss over, just to see how it reacts. I think that may have been more stark and held onto the pigment even more without mixing and fading with the other details when the gloss is applied. Okay, thank you for your patience, queen, and watching this mediocre but passable tutorial. Don't yell at me, I'll cry and I'll bite. Thank you.